Hello everyone, it's Melanie from Speaking Styles and welcome to all of our new members who recently joined us. And just to introduce myself a little bit more to the people who haven't met me before, my name is Melanie Wood. I'm the founder of my business Speaking Styles, and I help people to gain more clarity and confidence, discover their voice, find their voice, and be able to sharpen their speaking skills to be able to grow their businesses or be able to find more confidence in their workplace, their career, or in everyday life. Hey ladies, jumping on. And today I wanted to talk about fears. So for people who have, and for most of us that we can, is having fear of public speaking, or fear of putting ourselves out there with communication, standing up at meetings, and we hone in that we have this fear of speaking. So today I want to chat about, it's not about the fear of actually getting up there and talking. The fear that we actually have is one of four things. Is that we either have fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of humiliation or embarrassment, or fear of losing control. So I want you to think about what is one of those fears or several of those that can be happening for you when you do public speaking or any form of communication, because it's about actually coming away from thinking that you have the fear of public speaking when actually it's a fear of one of those four things. So failure, humiliation and embarrassment, losing control, or having rejection. Now, for most people, and especially with the clients that I work with and the people that I talk to, fear of rejection tends to be one of the top things that we have. Is that putting ourselves out there, really coming from a place of authenticity, taking off the mask and putting ourselves out there for people to say no to us, for people to not agree with us, for people not to take action, is that we have this fear of rejection. Because humanly, we're built that we do not want to be rejected from people. So the way to move forward from that is to identify those areas, one of those fears or a couple of those that are really high up for you, that stop you, hold you back from putting yourself out there or from really putting yourself up to the next level with your speaking. Which one of those for you holds you back? Because then this is how you can then put steps in place to overcome that fear, and it takes away from the actual big picture of I might be fearful of public speaking, or jumping on lives on Facebook, or doing recorded videos. I mean, these are all things that majority of us are doing for our businesses or our work. We're doing some form of communication, and there will be something that's holding you back from being your full potential. And I wanted to share, hey, everybody's coming on. And the reason why I share that is because it becomes more apparent as I work with my clients that these are the things that hold people back. It is around your mindset that holds us back from doing the things that we want to do. Yes, getting clear on our message, on our pitch, on our conversations that we have. Yes, they are things that we do need to work on. However, if we don't do the foundation of the mindset, then none of that will work. And I know that because I have dealt with people who I have been able to help with all of those structures, all of those scripts. However, the mindset is not there and they're just not able to move forward with that. So I do take my clients through a lot around mindset. However, it is about people going away and doing those things every single day, which is going to make all the difference. And I wanted to, so if anybody would like to tell me what their fear might be around communication, feel free to pop it in the comments. I won't name you and shame you and put that out there, but if you would like to comment on there and let me know. And so and I'll share a little bit of mine as well. So rejection is probably one of mine, and not on a business level of people coming to work with me or anything like that. It's just the fact that the more you put yourself out there, the more you become authentic, potentially people will step away from you because you're maybe just not aligned with them. So even for me, is that rejection can be one of those ones. However, I don't allow it to stop me from doing the things that I want to do. And I want to share a couple of stories with people around fear. And it's not just about public speaking, it's fear that we have in everyday life as well, around the things that we don't do because something has happened to us in the past and we just end up frozen in that. And since coming back from the UK and coming back to Australia, I actually have no fixed address coming back to Australia because of some things that had happened last year. So coming back meant that I had no fixed address, absolutely no concrete structure to me coming back whatsoever. And while I was away, I decided that I wanted to do something completely unknown coming back. And because I'm a firm believer in that if you step into the unknown, amazing things happen. When we stay small and we stay in control of every minute of the day, every week, every month of the same things that we are doing, nothing changes. And for me, having control and stability and security is so high up in my list to make me feel safe, because of things that I have experienced in the past. And I decided that this year that I was not going to allow my past to dictate my future. So some of the fears that I've had is not having a fixed address. So what I have been doing since coming back is that I have been house sitting. So I joined this website while I was away, and now basically coming back, I'm a professional house sitter. So I'm now in this person's house while they're away on holiday. I'm looking after their house and their dog, which is absolutely amazing. And just to let you in on a little secret is that I am super fearful of animals. So this is massive for me, and particularly dogs. And dogs that weigh more than I do and are a little bit bigger than I am. So my first house sitting job is with a dog who's lying down right next to me, and he is absolutely gorgeous. He is bigger than me, heavier than me, and it's been absolutely amazing. I absolutely love having him here because I stepped outside my comfort zone and overcame my fear. And one of the reasons why I had the fear is when I was young, I used to do a paper round. And for all of you Australians who potentially haven't maybe been to Europe or to the UK, our mailboxes are in the doors. So which means when you do a paper round and you go to put a paper through someone's door in their letterbox and they have a dog, the dog sometimes tends to grab it at the same time. And I remember, I nearly lost my hand that day, and I brought it out and this paper was just absolutely chewed to bits. And I was so scared after that. And I never grew up with having pets. So it was massive for me, and it really made me nervous around dogs after that. So for me, doing this is so far out my comfort zone. And it's so interesting when you do come out of your comfort zone, how amazing it is. And it's not the story that you tell yourself. And the next couple of house sitting jobs that I have lined up, they all have dogs. And I'm so excited about it just because I know that when you step forward and you overcome your fear, amazing things happen. And the funniest thing is when I do take him out for a walk, he does take me for a walk, and I don't take him for a walk just because he is a little bit heavier than me, which is quite funny. And the other fear that I've always had, so I never really grew up with having a swimming pool in the backyard. We used to go swimming with school and things like that, but it was never really my strength. And I used to get really scared around water. And so for me, having pools was always a big fear for me. And one of the massive ones was whenever you would go to where the pool area was and nobody was in it and it was absolutely still, it used to freak me out. I would never be able to get in a pool where no one else was in it. For whatever reason, it just used to freak me out. I don't know whether I'd watched movies or something around it. And since coming back from the UK, I stayed with a friend who had a pool. This house is a pool, and I'm in every single day. I get in even though nobody else has been in, and I'm absolutely loving it. So sometimes when we just let go and we surrender of the story that we tell ourselves, the fear doesn't actually exist. And it's such an amazing feeling when you're able to push by any fear that you have in life and push through that, because absolutely amazing things do happen. So I wanted to just touch on the fear around the public speaking, because it is more around one of those 4 fears. But think about it from your own life of things that are holding you back, is that it's really the stories that we tell ourselves. It's not actually reality of what's happening. And really, what's the worst that can potentially happen out of it? So I just wanted to share a couple of those stories of my own fears that I've had and being able to overcome them. It just gives you so much more strength and confidence to do that. So I want you to identify which one of those fears you might have, and then think about what's something that you could do every single day that starts to reprogram your brain to eliminating and reducing that fear. So you could research online for some things. You could ask a friend or a family member or somebody at a networking event, say, hey, I've got this issue, I'm struggling with this. What's some of the things that you do? For me, it's meditating every day. It's doing, journaling. It's really focusing a lot on myself in the morning before I go to do anything else, which really does help reduce those fears. So do that. Let me know how you go. And let me know how you go, because I'd really be super excited to hear more about how you go with that. And if anybody's got any questions on any of that, or you'd like to know a little bit more about what I did to overcome those, then send me a message and let me know, and I'm more than happy to share that with you. And potentially, if several people message, I might just jump back on and do another live to share that with everybody. So have an amazing Wednesday. Go out there and start putting those steps in place to overcome those stories and the types of fears that you have around communication, public speaking, and as well as all areas of your life. I hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing all of you very soon. I'll see you later. Bye.